Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a Puerto Rican style pernil. Here I have an 11.5 pound pernil. Usually pernils are used, we usually make them for like Thanksgiving dinners or Christmas dinners, even New Year's dinner. It's a very popular dish on holidays. So we're going to take the pernil out of this plastic and get it ready to clean it out. Turn on the water, rinse my hand out a little bit. I'm gonna take it out, look at it nice and fresh. I'm gonna take it in there and give it a good rinse. Let all the water drip out. Then once that's done, we're going to place it in our bowl. Get rid of that. Now what we're going to be doing next is we're going to take our knife and make sure that your knife is sharp. You don't want to cut with a dull knife. Some of the pernil comes with a lot of excess fat. You may want to get rid of that. It's up to you if you want to keep it. You can, but I like to get rid of it. Now we're going to turn it over, and this is what we're going to do that's very important. We're going to take your knife, make sure, again, like I said, make sure it's sharp because you're going to need a sharp knife to do this. We're going to pull the skin back and cut alongside the edge, so that way we can peel it back until the end, so that way the skin can be fully exposed. Again, do this very carefully. You don't want to end up cutting yourself. You want to continue doing this until the skin is completely pulled back. So what you want to do is you want to pull the skin back. The harder you pull the skin back, it gives you a much better way of cutting into the skin. So as you're pulling back, you cut the skin, and that will be easier for you. So now that the skin is cut and peeled back, as you can see, all that is done. What we want to do now is we want to pull the skin back, and we want to poke holes into the pernil, because in these holes is where you're going to be stuffing a lot of the seasoning. Then we're going to turn it around and we're going to start poking holes on the bottom of it as well. So now that the holes are made, you wanna, I mean I do it, you wanna take your finger and find where you made those holes and kind of like open them up a little bit so you'll see and remember where they're at. So with the holes, where you stab the holes in, you wanna just poke it now with your finger and make them a little bit more wider. So now that that's done, I'm going to pull the skin back and we're going to take 1 full cup of apple cider vinegar and we're going to pour it all on the pernil, all on the skin, all around it, and flip it over. And we're going to like bathe it in apple cider vinegar. Make sure you rub it in there. Give it a good vinegar wash, so to speak. Get me a paper towel. If you notice in this video, I'm going to be using a lot of paper towel. I usually use a lot of paper towel when I'm cooking. So we're going to take now the excess vinegar and we're going to pour it out. So we're going to make sure that it's all poured out. So now that that's poured out, we're going to take salt. We're going to take 3 tablespoons of salt. And we're going to sprinkle it all around the pernil. So we're going to continue to sprinkle the salt all over the pernil. This is an 11.5 pound pernil, so 3 tablespoons is good enough. Because remember, we're going to be storing the pernil in the refrigerator for like 2 days. So not only does the salt gives it flavor, but it also preserves it, being that it's going to be in the refrigerator for 2 days. We want to like stand it up and get the tips. Don't be shy with the salt. You can just sprinkle all 3 tablespoons on it. There we go. Let's get rid of this. Now we're going to take a 1/2 tablespoon of cumin. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sprinkle the whole entire pernil. We're going to flip it over and we want to put some cumin under the skin and on the skin as well. We're going to try to evenly spread the seasonings. Every seasoning that we put on the pernil, we want to like evenly spread it out throughout the whole pernil. Top, bottom, sides, everywhere. Get rid of that. Now, let me wash my hands. Again, you're gonna notice I wash my hands a lot, use a lot of paper towels. I gotta make sure I have like a whole roll of paper towels because I use a lot of paper towels. Now, once that's done, we're gonna take 1 tablespoon of oregano. And again, we're gonna evenly sprinkle it on the whole pernil. So now that that's done, we're going to get rid of that. And now we're going to flip the skin back and we're going to take Sazon Goya, 2 packs. What I like to do is I like to use 1 whole pack for the top of the pernil, the skin, the inside of it, the top of it, and then use the second pack for the bottom of the pernil. That's the first pack. So now I'm going to take the second pack and flip it over, and now use that whole pack for the bottom of the pernil. So we're done with that. Get rid of those packs. Now we're going to take the pernil, we're going to flip it over. Wash my hands. Again. Grab me another paper towel. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 full cup of minced garlic. What we're going to do is we're going to take that and flip it, and we're going to take half a cup of minced garlic. We're going to take that half and we're going to put it right under the skin. Just put it there for now, flip it back, and now we're going to flip it over. And we're going to start taking the rest of the garlic and spreading it around the whole pernil. So now this is where the fun begins. We're going to take all that garlic and all those seasonings using your hands, and you're going to start putting them in the holes that you had made before. Try to fill those holes up with a lot of seasonings or a lot of garlic. Fill them up because that's where the flavor is going to be, in the middle of the pernil. So this is a pretty long process because you got to spread, not only spread it all around the pernil, but you got to fill in all the holes that you made. Flip over the skin and do it there. Do the same thing, fill in those holes. At the same time you're filling the holes, you can spread the garlic and the seasonings. I use the jar of minced garlic, but it's your choice if you want to peel and mince your, regular garlic knots, you can do that. But I prefer getting the jar and just using that instead. So we're just gonna keep filling the holes and spreading the garlic and the seasonings all around the whole entire pernil. This is when you're gonna get your hands nice and dirty. Grab the garlic and the seasoning that's in the bottom of the bowl, just scoop it up and pour it right on top of the pernil, all around the pernil. You want to try to get the whole entire pernil full of all these seasonings. Once that's done, you wash your hands because your hands are going to be full of garlic and sazon and oregano, everything. And now one of the main ingredients is the sofrito. We're going to take at least 3 heaping tablespoons. I mean, don't measure the tablespoons, just get a whole good heaping tablespoon of sofrito. I normally like to put at least 4. I took 4. I was gonna put 3, but I decided to put 4. And now we're gonna take that and we're gonna use our hands and we're gonna get deep in there and start spreading that sofrito all around the pernil. That sofrito is going to give it such delicious flavor. You want to grab that sofrito and you want to spread it all around that pernil. In the holes that you did, everywhere, under the skin, over the skin, every inch of that pernil, you want to fill it up with sofrito. One thing I forgot to mention, when I opened up my refrigerator, I was like, oh my God, I realized I didn't have enough sofrito. So I had to go out and pick up some simple ingredients to make one really quick. But if you want to learn how to make this quick, easy, simple sofrito, look for the link at the end of this video. And now that that's done, you want to definitely give your hands a good rinse. Let me grab some more paper towels. So now we're going to grab our pan and we're going to transfer the pernil from the bowl to the pan. I could have used a smaller pan, but that was the only pan I had available because we were going to do a turkey, but then decided to do a pernil, so I figured I'll use the same pan. So we're going to take whatever's left in the bowl, all that garlic, sofrito, seasonings, we're going to take that and we're going to pour the rest of that on the pernil. I like to just flip it over, flip the skin back and just pour it all on top of the pernil, right under the skin. So that way that part can get nicely cooked. Get rid of that. Now again, we're going to take that and we're going to give it a good spread. All right. You got some that is in the bottom of the pan. You just want to scoop it up and keep putting it on the pernil. Now again, wash my hands again. I don't know how many times I've washed my hands so far, And I don't even know how many paper towels I've used, so if you know how many times I've washed my hands and used paper towels, just leave a comment in the bottom. How pretty that looks. All nice and seasoned. Color's pretty. All that nice garlic. That's gonna be so good when it's done. We're going to be now covering it up with some aluminum foil. Covering it up in the front, nice and sealed, because this is going to go in the fridge for at least 2 days. You can put the pernil in the refrigerator for 1 day. I think I've done it for 1 day before and it still came out good. But I'm going to keep it in there for 2 days because I want that seasoning and that garlic, the sofrito, to really marinate inside that pernil. So we're gonna, this thing ripped up on me, so let me just get rid of that piece. So we're gonna turn this to the side and we're gonna take a piece of aluminum foil and we're gonna kind of measure it, see if I have enough. That should be good. Now we're gonna cover half a pan. I use one sheet for half of the pan and then I'll get another sheet for the other half. But keep in mind what I do is I like to lift up the middle of the aluminum foil just to keep it away from the skin. Give it a nice little lift. You don't want to put it like on the skin. So let's take this other piece, cover the other half. And we're going to seal it pretty tight, nice and tight, so that way you know it can marinate really well in the refrigerator. Again, this is actually Tuesday evening and I'm gonna put it in the fridge until Thursday morning. So basically 2 days that I'm gonna keep it in the refrigerator marinating. So there it is, it's done. Okay, welcome back everyone. This is now Thursday, Thanksgiving morning. The pernil has been in the refrigerator. I just took it out and now I'm gonna get ready to put it in the oven, but look how it looks, nice and marinated. I'm gonna take it now and I'm just gonna make sure that everything is good. I like to fluff it out a little bit, you know, get the juices in there, shape it up. Now get it ready to be covered up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take aluminum foil again and measure it up, make sure I got enough. Now this is the important part. I'm going to put half of the aluminum foil on half of the pan and we're going to seal it. But if you see what I'm doing, I'm putting my hand underneath, creating like an arch, so that way while it's cooking the aluminum foil doesn't get stuck to the skin, because with the heat and all that the aluminum can get stuck to the skin. So you want to create that little arch. So now we're going to take the other sheet of aluminum. We're going to put it on the pan, and at the same time you're putting it on, you want to hold on to the tip of the aluminum, still creating that arch. So it's like a dome, you're creating a dome on the pan. It's nice and sealed, nice and tight. There you go, it's like creating that dome on both sides. So now we're gonna put this in the oven. The oven is set at 350 degrees. Make sure you preheat your oven at 350 degrees. And put that in the oven. So we're gonna leave the pernil in the oven for a total of 5 to 6 hours. However, the we're going to set the clock for 2 hours because you want to cook it covered for the first 2 hours. Then for the next 3 or 3.5 hours, we're going to cook it uncovered. So we're back after 2 hours. Oh, this oven is hot. We're going to take it out, and it's been 2 hours already. Move that. That is Beijing. So here we go. Now be careful when you take the aluminum off because as you can see, there's a lot of steam coming out of that pan. So you don't want to burn yourself as you're taking the aluminum off. So again, we cooked it for 2 hours covered, and then for the next 3 hours we're gonna cook it uncovered, so that way the skin can get nice and crispy. It is hot. So there we go. That is how it looks after being cooked for 2 hours. It's looking good already. Look at all those juices. So now we're going to take the pernil and we're going to put it back in the oven uncovered for 3 hours. And once those 3 hours are done, I could imagine how that pernil is going to look. So we're going to put it in there, set it up right in the middle of the oven. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the timer for 3 hours. Like I said, my timer only goes up to 60 minutes, 1 hour, so I'm going to set it for an hour. When the alarm goes off, I'll set it for another hour, and then the 3rd hour after that. All right? We're good. See you in 3 hours. All right, the time has come. This should be done. It's been 3 hours. We're going to now take out the pernil. It should be completely done. Oh, look at that. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. Look at that. Can't wait to try this. Set that down. Let me get my tongs. Oh, that skin is nice and hard. Skin is crispy. Yes. Look at that. Look how much it falls right off the bone. It is so tender. It smells so delicious. Oh, you know what I gotta do now? I gotta grab me some pieces there because I gotta try this out. Let's see. Here goes the taste test. The ultimate taste test. I love this part. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh, this is so delicious. Thumbs up, everybody. All right, I can't wait. Can't wait for dinner. All right. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time.